coming off of our last segment where we talked about the different type of injuries, the different type of procedures that you need to take place, James actually had a great question talking about statute of limitations. And James emailed us, is the statute of limitations different for different kinds of injuries?
Well, more specifically, it's not necessarily different for different kinds of injuries, but it's depending on the cause of action that you have. What is the basis or the theory of liability that you are holding with respect to the individual? Is this an intentional tort? Is it something that's negligence? Is it a workers' compensation accident? Is it a dog bite? Is it a premises liability? All of these have differing statute of limitations. Now, there's a lot of uniformity in there, but even when you get to some other subsets of situations, like for example, when you have a car accident with a municipal body or government agency, there are notice provisions that have to be taken into consideration, have to be sent out, and if those are not done properly, you do not preserve that claim. So there's a bunch of different aspects of that, especially between states. So anytime that you have an accident, it's important that you reach out to somebody in that particular field, in that particular jurisdiction, and go over the rights that you have and what elements you have to meet for those particular claims. And is there any notice requirements before even having the ability to file a lawsuit?
You know, Ted, we talk about different type of injuries, but different type of cases, there are different statutes.
Right, for the theories of the liability. Is this an on-the-job injury? Is this an intentional case? I mean, we talk a lot of times on this show, Chris, about negligence, and that's a large part of what we deal with, but we also handle a fair amount of cases where someone has been the victim of what traditionally you would just think of as a crime. Whether it be some sort of assault or battery or something even more serious, unfortunately. And those have differing types of processes that they need to go through, and as a general rule, those are not the types of claims that have insurance coverage available for them, because we have this public policy of not wanting to allow an individual to insure themselves with respect to intentional harm. So those are very important to have somebody look at properly to assess and analyze, is there a pathway in order to have a recovery? And those are in full candor, those are types of cases that we're a lot of times having to file suit on in order to figure those things out and to do that. But we do that. So, James, it's important to understand what the basis, and it's not always easy for the client to understand what the theory of the liability,
and that's why
work-related injuries a lot of times have a negligence third-party claim aspect.
And that's why, if you are involved in any type of injury, give us a call. We will walk you through the process. We will hold your hand, and I don't mean that in a bad way. We take a lot of pride in making sure that our clients are having their hand held so they understand the process from the beginning to end, and they can focus on one thing: getting back together and getting back. So if you've been involved in an accident, just the easiest thing is to just give us a call, and we'll help you out.
Because we want you to focus on getting better, and let us figure out how to get you compensated and how to get that treatment paid for.